50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wage, episode 384. Today is Friday, April the 12th, 2024. I am your host, D-Rock, and joining me as always is our NBA guru, our partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. E, how you feeling today, kid?
Dale, we doing good, Dale. You know, even though it was I'm not gonna say shit day, it was raining on and off throughout the day, Dale. Was able to get things done. I'm in a great mood, Dale. Let's talk about it.
Hell yeah, great mood as well. It kind of died down. It was raining all day at work, and then it stopped as soon as I parked my car. It was amazing. Had a really good day, and we got a really good episode for you guys. Lot to discuss in the NFL. We got some things to talk about the NBA. We got some updates with Ipe Masuzara and Shohei Ohtani with the betting scandal there. Got a huge slate for you guys. 15 games on this in the association for Friday. We got 15 games on the diamond as well. And we'll close out the show with UFL Week 3 plays. Some good games, some much better games than we had last week, I think. So we'll talk about that a little later on in the show. But let's start in the NFL like we always do. Pro Bowl linebacker Josh Allen of the Jacksonville Jaguars reached a deal, a 5-year, $150 million extension. That includes $88 million guaranteed. He had a franchise record last season, 17.5 sacks. The highest paid defensive players in the NFL on a per year basis. Nick Bosa is the highest, $34 million a year, rightfully so. Chris Jones second, $31.75 million, and here comes Josh Allen at third with $30 million. Brian Burns, newly acquired Giant, he's at 28.2 million. TJ Watt, 28 million. I can't wait to see what he gets. And then Christian Watkins gets 27.5 million. Big move for the Jaguars. This is their third time. This is the third consecutive offseason they've used the franchise tag to get a long-term deal done. In 2022, they did it to offensive tackle Cam Robinson. Last year, we know they did it with tight end Evan Ingram. And now they do outside linebacker Josh Allen. What are your thoughts here?
This is a kind of a must sign, must re-sign for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's their best defensive player / pass rushers they have. We all remember that monster game against the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen versus Allen. That was a great one. Kind of, got himself on the map with that game alone. But we can't let a guy like this walk out there. Like you said, they got the franchise tag on him, and I'm just glad they was able to work this deal done before camp and everything started. You want him in shape, you want him ready, just because he's not just a leader of your defense, but he's also the vocal leader as well. So you need a guy like that, ready, prepared, and also happy with the team. So I think it's a great signing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I wouldn't say perfect timing, but as long as you get the deal done before the draft, that's all that matters.
And I'm happy. New Jersey native from Montclair, New Jersey. Went to Montclair high school. Then he went to Kentucky. He was a first-round pick. So two-time Pro Bowler. He's one of their best players on the edge, on that defense in general. So, 7 of the 9 players that were tagged this offseason winded up getting a big contract. Only 2 remain. Antoine Winfield Jr. of the Bucks and T. Higgins. We all know T. Higgins requested a trade. Winfield Jr. What'd you say?
My fault to cut you off, though, but watch out. Good. Draft night, T. Higgins most likely will get dealt first, maybe second night.
I hope so. That would put some things on it. We remember when A.J. Brown got traded at draft night as well. That kind of shook up some things.
Depends, though. If a team reaches for somebody and that was your main guy on your draft board, you look at it, all right, so we rather just move back or get somebody else defensively, and then we just trade for our number one, because our future number one got drafted. And T. Higgins, still roughly young man, very young man, and still, I guarantee. I'm not saying he's trying to be the highest paid wide receiver, but I'm pretty sure he could get a deal done with T. Higgins. Cincinnati
Yeah.
problem is they got to pay Higgins and Jamar Chase. You can't pay both. You can't have two receivers making 25, 30 plus $1 million each. You can't.
And obviously, they're going to prioritize Jamar Chase, which they rightfully should.
So
He's a top 5 receiver when
yeah,
healthy. So, yeah, no, I agree that it just couldn't get it done. And he tried to get a deal done last year. Bengals kind of played around with him, said they would get it done, didn't get it done. And, he requested a trade. He could be a number one on a lot of teams. So,
yeah, for sure.
Winfield, all indications leading towards a new deal with him. People are saying he's going to be the NFL's highest paid safety, and there's optimism, according to Adam Schefter, that a deal will get done. The highest paid safety right now is Chargers' Derwin James. He's making $19 million a year. So I like Antoine Winfield Jr. Don't get me wrong, but to make $20 million off of safety, that's kind of pushing a kid, right?
It's a little up there, Dill, but he is one of the best safeties in all of football. Let's just be honest, Dill. When healthy, he's one of the star players on that defensive side, especially the secondary, Dill. I think at $20 million, is he worth it? I
It's a
think
little
so.
high.
Just because they let go of Devin White. Remember, Devin White was he
Yeah.
signed with the Eagles, so you need somebody who's familiar with the defense, who already know. And Dill, he might just be the captain on the field. He might him
Yeah.
or
So
Shaq Barrett.
So right now the highest paid safeties, like I said, Derwin James 19. Then you have Steelers safety Micah Fitzpatrick. He's making 18 million.
Easy.
Antoine Winfield Jr. He's only making 17 million. So it's not that big of a upgrade. I didn't know how much he was making.
But
Fourth
that's the
is
franchise
Falcons.
tag.
Yes,
That's the
that's
franchise.
correct.
So he was
Correct.
coming off a
So
rookie deal, which last year he probably only made like $2 or $3 million.
You see Viking safety Harrison Smith, another good safety. He makes 16 million. Jesse Bates the third, the Falcon safety, another good safety. He makes 16 million. So I guess 20 million, 21 million isn't.
It's 18.5, reasonable. You gotta give
Yeah,
Tampa a little hometown discount, no state income tax there, so you getting majority of your money. Unlike if you sign with a California team or New York team, you only receiving 45 50%. So
my question is he better than Micah Fitzpatrick though? Because I don't think so. When healthy, Micah Fitzpatrick, I would argue, is one of the best
to
safeties in the
me,
league.
when healthy, he's the best safety in football.
Yeah,
But he's Derwin James, when healthy, he has his moments. To me, he's a
uh,
little overpaid. He's a little past his prime. But Antoine Winfield
yeah,
Jr., Dill, he's just, what, 25, 26
and
years
he's a
old?
Super Bowl
And you,
champ too.
exactly, Dill, you giving him this long term deal in this prime of his career. You're going to
Yeah.
get him from 25 to 30. What more could you ask
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, it's definitely 1A, 1B with Micah Fitzpatrick. I do think Jerwin James is a little overpaid. I don't
A little
he's
past his
good.
prime. He
He's
got
good.
that deal in 2021. So,
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see there. But no, definitely Antoine Winfield Jr. definitely deserves a contract. So does T. Higgins. But yeah, shout out Josh Allen. Happy he got his money as well. Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter did report though, but the Eagles will play the Packers and Sao Paulo, Brazil on Friday, September 6th, the day after the NFL season kicks off on Thursday night. So we're having a Thursday night game and a Friday night game. The game's going to take place in the city of Sao Paulo, obviously at the Carthaginian Arena, home of the Brazilian soccer team. It has a dome. It's going to mark the first time the NFL has played a game on a Friday night of their opening weekend since September 18th, 1970, when the Cardinals visited the Rams. So I love it. They said they're gonna branch out the NFL and make it a more global game. We saw it with Germany this past season. Obviously, they go to London every year. They went to Mexico. Now going south and going to Brazil. I love it, kid. What do you think?
Dill, this is just exciting to me. The fact that you got the NFL, like you said, going to London constantly. Now you went to Germany last year. Now you expand to Brazil. To me, it's just you just excited. You just expanding the sport. I give credit to the NBA because they travel sometimes. The MLB, you saw where they had their season opener in
South Korea.
Korea. So it's just exciting to see. And it's only going to get better to come, Dill. It's going to be multiple teams opening up in different countries, maybe 5, 10 years from now. One in Brazil, one in London, one in probably, Venezuela somewhere or something. So it's just exciting to see that the NFL is taking that next step and branching out to these other countries, knowing that, and not for nothing, we saw it in our playing face when the Patriots was playing. Damn, I forgot the matchup. But when the Patriots was playing in Germany, the crowd was singing "Sweet Caroline" during the whole series. So like the fans are gonna show up and support. Even though you got some of these teams, some of these stadiums where they don't really get sold out, they don't really pack up 50-60%. Every time the NFL game is hosted somewhere overseas, it's an instant sellout because there's millions of people, not just from that country but surrounding countries, who want to get a glimpse or get a feel of the American NFL game, arguably the best sport in the world. The world sport is soccer, but at the end of the day, football is football, people.
Yeah, the Colts defeated the Patriots in Germany this year. I think it was like week 10. But yeah, I agree. Credit Roger Goodell and growing the game. And yeah, like you said, Adam Silver was one of the first ones to kind of push the game or his sport internationally and globally. And you're right. I'm not worried about the crowd. I think they're gonna show up. They like football.
They're gonna be better
Everyone
than
loves.
American crowd. Not for
Yeah.
nothing.
I think they'll be louder than American crowd. It's in a dome, which don't how I feel about dome football. But other than that, I do think the atmosphere is going to be amazing. Hope it should be a good game. Packers are good, Eagles are good. Should be a really good game. So I'm really pumped for this. Hopefully it sells out quick, and yeah, hopefully we just get a good game. Got some updates. Dallas PD has issued a warrant for Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashid Rice. He's facing 8 charges in relation to that high-speed wreck. No one died. 2 people were injured, but they're good now. So he's cooperating with authorities. I don't know if he turned himself in yet, but as of right now, he's facing 8 charges. Do you think Kansas City drops him? They're such a good organization where I don't think they kind of tolerate this kind of behavior where, if this happened in New England, he would have been gone. He would have been gone immediately. What do you think? Like, do you think he gets probation? Do you think he gets time? Like, he's facing 8 charges, it's not just one charge.
Yeah, Dale. I'm gonna take I'm gonna just take a not a wild guess, but I'm gonna just assume that he's Rashid Rice gonna face 5 year probation. I'm gonna say a 2 to 3 year suspended license, a couple 100,000 in fines, maybe a little less, a couple 100,000 in silver suits. Still, I'm gonna say Roger Goodell gives him a 8 to 12 game suspension, possibly the whole season. I wouldn't doubt it, just because the what ifs. Thankfully
Yeah.
nobody was serious hurt, nobody died, but it could have easily been another Henry Suggs situation. So maybe the Roger Goodell maybe sets an example and be like, hey, no more speeding, no more races. He's getting a full season, which is understandable, to be honest. Still, and Chiefs perspective, at the end of the day, their Chiefs. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna tell you this though. Rashid Rice is a first round talent. He fell to the second round because there were some off the field question marks.
Like this.
Coming out of college. So I'm not gonna say this the Chiefs saw this coming. All I'm saying is they were aware of these possibilities. This is
That's
why
fair.
he fell to the second round. So if I'm Kansas City, I'm gonna just say the young man made a mistake. As of right now, him and his attorneys are working with Texas PD on resolving the issue. So if I'm Kansas City, I'm gonna stick by the young wide receiver side. Like I said, he's just a rookie coming off a Super Bowl run, young kid. We know he had those not off the field issues, but question marks coming out of college. So if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm gonna discipline him, but not just kick him to the curb, deal. Because at the end of the day, he's just a young kid. If this was like his third, fourth offense, he's cut. But first time, let's build around him. Let's huddle around him as a team and make him a better man moving forward. It's just what is going to be the consequences. Is Roger Goodell? Is this Chiefs?
Yeah.
How long? Is it going to be the whole season? Is it 6 games, 8 games, 10 games? That's going to be the questions that needs to be answered. To be honest, pretty damn soon.
Yeah, definitely soon. The draft is in 13 days. We're less than 2 weeks away from the draft. So, yeah, things have to move.
Real quick, though, you don't think the Kansas City Chiefs wants to know if they're gonna have their number one wide receiver available sooner than later.
Yeah, they're gonna have to know. Roger Goodell worries me, and I agree with everything you said. I don't think he'll serve jail time. I do think he'll lose his license for a year or two. I do think there'll be a lot of fines, and since he is rich, they are going to be hefty fines.
Silver suits, silver.
Um,
Like each person that was in that accident, my neck hurt, my arm,
but
my
he
back.
definitely has to grow up. Like
No,
he's
no, I agree with you. That's why I said what I said, Dill. All I'm saying is, don't just kick them to the curb. Don't just suspend them, Chiefs cut them, because things just spiral left. Dill. I'll
yeah,
say at the end
yeah,
of
I
the day, he's
agree.
still a talented young man. You know, and with his couple operations, you can see that he's accepted that he made a mistake, Dill. And let's just see how he moves forward. Can he be like
Yeah,
not to bring up John Morant, but we seen John had his incident, then he had a second incident. Ever since the second incident, he's been a long-time citizen. So if Rashid Rice does just be the law-abiding citizen, P's and Q's in 5 years from now, this wouldn't even matter anymore. But he just has to regroup and be a better man for not just himself, but for the Kansas City Chiefs and NFL, because that's who you're a part of. That's who you represent at the end of the day. Not just your family, not just the Rice name, but the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL.
yeah. Perfectly said. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs have to get him some help, whether that's counseling, whether that's, driving courses, whatever that is to get him back on track and to mature a little bit. Because you're right. He is a kid. You don't want to ruin his life and cut him. And then, like you said, we've seen it where it could spiral out of control and, it kind of ruin his life. So I agree. The only pushback I would have is I don't like you could hit a woman and get 4 games, but you get gambling a year. Now this is 8 games. We're just throwing hypotheticals out. Now you're saying 8 to 12 games, which I think is
the whole season
on the wrist, or the whole. I could see it if Adam Schefter wants to come to Adam Schefter. If Roger Goodell wants to come down on him and make an example out of him, I could see him being suspended the whole year. I think you make a good point. I don't think he gets the 6 to 12 range kind of suspension. I actually think he gets the whole year. I don't think that's a wild take either.
Not one thing we could compare is Deshaun Watson situation. Even though that's civil and this is criminal, but at the end of the day, it's kind of it's charges, they're alleged things. But with Sidney Rice, there's actual hard concrete proof that he did it. Like
And he left the scene of the crime.
and you left the scene. So if Deshaun got 12 games at the minimum,
my man Calvin Ridley got a whole year for betting, not even on football.
Honestly, Dale, the more I think of it now, just speaking to you, he's getting 12 games to a year. If Deshaun got 12 games, 10 games, he's getting 12 games to a year.
Yeah, because and I've noticed this as well. Football players, as they continue to make mistakes throughout the years, and we've been covering it. Tell me the punishment hasn't been more strict as opposed to when we grew up, when they, like I said, domestic abuse, only 4 games, 2 games. Now they're starting to throw the hammer down because I think Roger Goodell is getting pressure, not from the league, but from outside media forces, because I think this isn't just a light thing where we could just slap them on the wrist and be like, okay, go about your day, pay your fines and return to normal life. This isn't that.
Yeah. So I just hope everything turns good for the kid. At the end of the day, he's a tremendous talent, and I hope he learned his lesson. It just sucks that he got to go through this. And then if I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I'm eager to hear the news before the draft, because if I'm the Chiefs, we're gonna have to get somebody in the draft. Though, if he's suspended for the whole season, you're gonna have to sign, trade. I know receivers are still on the market, like an Odell or something like that, but you're gonna have to replace your true number one wide receiver. Right, especially before the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Rice was having a better playoff run than Travis Kelce. So.
And they are sitting, obviously, they won the Super Bowl. They have the 32nd pick. And in my mock draft, I have them taking a wide receiver. The total number of wide receivers, we'll get our prop bets out for next week. But for the NFL draft, the over-under for how many receivers are going in the first round is set at 6.5.
Dang.
which you got to imagine. I'm going to probably take the over here. You got to think, the Chiefs need a wide receiver. Obviously, the Bills need a wide receiver. They're sitting at 28th.
We know
Who else?
Cardinals are going wide receiver. If the Giants don't go quarterback, they going wide receiver. Looking like they might get the kid from LSU. I highly doubt.
The Chicago Bears at 9.
I don't know
They're
if
gonna
they
get.
receiver.
They're
I don't
gonna
know.
get. They're gonna get Roman Ozuno from Washington. That is my lock of the draft. They're gonna pair him up with Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen. They're gonna go all in on him. So I got 6. I don't know if there is a 7. So that's why I would take the under right now at 6.5 receivers. But like you said, I think the first receiver off the board is Marvin Harrison Jr. Then you got Malik Neighbors. Those are the two best. I think the Chargers get him at 5. Then Roman Ozuna at 9. Tight end doesn't count. So the next one I would think would be Jacksonville at 17, and it's the other kid from LSU. It's Brian Thomas Jr. I think he goes at 17. Then it starts to get tricky. And then you don't see a receiver till 28, I would say, in Buffalo. They get the kid from Texas, maybe, or the kid from Georgia. And then I think the other one is 32 in the Chiefs, especially if he does get suspended. He's going to get suspended. We just don't know how many games.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the kid from Georgia, he's really good. Lad McCauley, he's really good as well. He's like 5'11", almost 6 foot. He had 30 catches in last season. He had over 470 yards. So I think they're going to go receiver. So I just named 6 off the dome. Now, I don't know if that's obviously how they're going to go, but over under 6.5 receivers. What do you think about this first round? You think 7? I just named 6.
You name 6. Yeah, I don't know. 7 is a lot to go in the first round, especially a quarterback heavy, draft class. 3 out of the top 5, or at least 3 out of the top 5 might be quarterbacks still. So I'm gonna have to go with the under, unless if you tell me teams are gonna move back into the first round to move up to get a wide receiver, something like that. But to me, it's a quarterback star driven draft, and I think that's the way it's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get the over under what the number is right now. But I agree. I think the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. You got Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniels, and you're going to get your star quarterback in Drake May. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you, kid.
To be honest,
you like Drake May. You're going to turn yourself into a Drake May fan. Let's be honest.
No, I like Drake May. Do I love him? No, but do I like him more than JJ McCarthy? Yes. Do I like him more than Bo Nix? Yes. So,
Michael Penix, he's a wild card.
He's a wild card. He has one of the to me, highest ceilings is Caleb Daniels, Nix. Not Nix, Pittman Jr.
Over under 5.5 quarterbacks go in the first round. I would go under. I think 5. I think 5.
I think 4. I don't think JJ goes to first. I say the 3 we mentioned with Drake May.
Wow, Drake May you really don't think JJ goes to the Giants?
I don't. The only place I could honestly see JJ going in the first round. Let me be clear. In the first round, Minnesota. Dome.
That's
close by. Minnesota makes some sense.
From everything that I've read and from I'm hearing out of Minnesota and the people that I follow, the beat reporters, they're really confident in Sam Darnold moving forward. Like at least for this year, they don't want to move up and maybe take a swing on someone that's not Caleb Williams or Jalen Daniels. So I kind of understand if they're kind of just sitting back and letting the dominoes fall. They're sitting at what, 11? What are you going to move up to 6 to get JJ McCarthy? Let the Giants take him, because I really think the Giants are going to take him at 6. So. And then I think Michael Penix Jr. I think
Bo Nix goes before him.
Oh, no. I think Bo Nix is probably like an early 2nd rounder, 3rd rounder. Honestly, you don't hear a lot. And you know who I think who gets him? the Raiders a second round at they have the 44th pick. I think he'll be around early second round. I think Bo Nix goes to the Raiders. They need a quarterback. But you were talking about Minnesota, and I didn't plan on going like this, but I like how we're talking about it. Michael Penix Jr., the Browns have a pick at 23. I think Minnesota trades back into the first round and gets Michael Penix Jr. and sits him. You know, you talked about sitting a quarterback last episode. I think that's what they do to Michael Penix Jr. Sit him behind Sam Darnold, let him learn the playbook for a year. We saw Patty Mahomes do that behind Alex Smith. Let him learn for a year and let him come in and then develop. I think Michael Penix Jr. goes around 22, 23. I think Minnesota trades with the Browns at 23. I just think 6'2", 217. I know he's a lefty. I know he's a little older than most quarterbacks, but 36 touchdowns, over 4,900 yards. He had a 66% completion percentage. I mean, this kid is a stud. I mean, he's actually developed into a quarterback that you want to draft. He stayed 4 years in college. He's developed into the quarterback you wanted. I like Michael Penix Jr. I get it. He's not a top 10 talent, but he's definitely a first round talent. And for people not to say he's a first round talent, I just don't think are watching college football, just to be blunt. So what do you think about that? The little trade midway through the first round.
I don't know about it. I love the idea, by the way, but
Yeah.
do I agree with your both your overall statement? Yes. Can he be a first round pick? Yes. Will he? I don't know, Dill. You heard me during especially December, early January. I was saying he might be a top 10 pick, especially
Yeah.
during the playoff game. I was like, he looked great.
He was throwing seeds.
Yeah, especially in the semi game, Dill. So like.
Yeah.
He has to, like I said, his ceiling is higher than others, but some of these teams are looking at right now, and maybe he's not the answer for right now, but in 2-3 years
That's
from
fair.
now, he could be that. He could be
Yeah.
a legit top 20, top 15 starting quarterback. I think so.
Yeah. I agree. It just needs to be in the right situation.
Yeah.
And we all know how that could ruin you if you're put in the wrong situation. Elvis, we
Look,
could talk about the draft for hours,
real quick.
honestly. Yeah.
This is a perfect example. Look at Jalen Hurts. Came in, second round
Mm-hmm.
pick. Eagles moved up, still
Yep.
behind Carson Wentz. Put him in midseason. Got some playing time. First year made the playoffs. Second year got to the Super Bowl. Third year, But you saw the process. You saw him develop. So
Yeah.
I think you got to go
Same
to the
thing with
right.
Lamar.
Yeah,
Ravens move up.
got to go to the right situation where you can
Yeah.
learn and develop behind the right quarterback.
And I think Minnesota is. I like the coach. I like the organization. They
And
have Justin Jefferson.
Sammy D is a good vet. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say Sammy D could win games.
He's a solid backup.
Yeah, I'm not saying Sammy D's watch out. All I'm saying is wherever quarterback is, if for example, if Minnesota takes a quarterback for the 11th pick, that's gonna be a hard job to win over Sammy D. That's all I'm saying.
And if Kyle Shanahan is vouching for you and wanting you on the team as a backup, you're a good quarterback. Kyle Shanahan doesn't want bad quarterbacks in his system. Think
about it, Dale, he just traded away a third overall pick. So that's he wanted to keep Sam Donald. He traded away a third overall pick.
Exactly. But we could talk about the draft forever.
Yeah.
We will have a draft episode next week. But let's move on. Let's go to the hardwood. Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns. He isn't playing against the Nuggets tonight, but he is probable. He is set to make his return on Friday against Atlanta. He's been out with that meniscus injury since March 4th. So a little over a month, but he's back. Minnesota, they have the number 2 seed right now, and they can still get the 1 seed. They're only a game behind Denver. Thoughts on this? Is he coming back too soon, or do you like this for the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Still, to be honest, I wouldn't say it's too soon just because I'd rather see him, in the last 2 games of the regular season than see him, step up game 1 of, against either, the Lakers, the Suns, Golden State, somebody like that. That wouldn't be the best situation for Karl Anthony Towns. So I'd rather see him to end the regular season, and get his legs underneath him, start him off, 25 minutes, and ramp it up 30 minutes, and then see how he feels come playoff time, Dill. So I'm just glad that Carlton Towns is back right on time. We all said Minnesota had a great regular season, 50 plus wins and all that, Dill. Now with Carlton Towns, are they really? Can they be contenders? I'm not saying they're contenders, but can they? They had the regular season like one. It's just
Always.
can Carl Anthony Towns stay healthy through the entirety of the playoffs? Can Rudy Gobert be the defensive player of the year that he is? Can Carl Anthony Towns, shoot a better percentage than he did last playoff run? There, he was awful from the field last year.
Yeah, he
If he just
was.
if he just shoots how he was in this regular season and let the role players contribute, let Michael Conley settle down the pace of the game when needed, I think Minnesota could possibly make a run, Deal, if Carl Anthony Towns is right, if Carl Anthony Towns is healthy. Because if it's just Ant Man and Rudy Gobert in supporting class, Deal, I think
Oh, it's
the
gonna be a
it's a
quick
first round.
bounce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're one and done. Especially
yeah, yeah.
if it's Phoenix Golden State Lakers. You need Carl Anthony Towns.
And I think they need him because if they do advance in the first round, because if things ended today, they would have the second seed and they would play the winner of the Suns, the 7th or 8th seed. I guess the Suns or the Kings. So they need them to advance. So they might have a bye right now, but they need to win out. They got the Hawks tonight, Friday, and then on Sunday they play the Phoenix Suns, which should be a really good game. I don't know. I really struggle to believe the Timberwolves are a threat in the playoffs just because one, they're just a regular season team. They really don't scare me. But outside of Ant-Man, no one really on this team really. Mike Conley, he's a solid vet. Yes. Rudy Gobert, he's cool. But outside of that, you really don't have anyone. They need Karl Anthony Towns. They got TJ Warren as well, but he hasn't really done anything. So, yeah, they have Jared Jackson obviously as well. Oh no, it's Memphis, but Justin Jackson they have. But yeah, but outside of that, they really don't. They're not a deep team, and they don't really have too much that scares me. So they need Karl Anthony Towns. So this is a big upgrade for them. Big contract. Drew Holiday agreed to a 4-year, $135 million extension with the Boston Celtics. He declined his $37.3 million player option for 2024-2025 to sign this long-term deal that's going to keep him in Boston to the 27-28 season. The Holiday's extension actually saves the Celtics several million on the cap next year and aids in keeping together, most of the talented core together. So one great job by Holiday in saving the Celtics some money, and go get fucking paid, kid. I love the contract.
Still, great move for the Celtics just because this is arguably the Celtics' best season in a while, especially regular season. And to be honest, still, I'm not gonna say they had to get this deal done, but it's better to get the deal done before possibly winning a championship. Though right now, Celtics like 15 games up against the whole Eastern Conference. I They should be favored by a mile to represent the Eastern Conference in the finals. Still, and to be honest, depending on the matchup, I will possibly like the Celtics in the finals. Still, so if the fact that the Celtics was able to wrap up this deal now, I'm not gonna say it was a discounted price. All I'm saying is, if the Celtics win the finals and Drew Holiday, let's just say, shuts down Jamal Murray or holds for Shy Alexander to 22 points a game or holds Luca to 24 and 8 turnovers a game, that contract would have exceeded way more than that deal. So I think
Yeah.
it's a great job for the Celtics front office for not just getting the deal done, but remember they traded away pieces to acquire Drew Holiday, and they were like, we're not just trying to make this a one and done deal, just getting all those pieces. Let's do this long term. So great move from the Celtics dating back to even last year deal to even acquire Holiday.
Yeah, a little trivia question here for you. Holiday became the 4th player to sign a fully guaranteed deal worth more than $100 million at age 33 or older. He is the 4th player. Who are the other 3 players that signed a deal fully guaranteed over $100 million?
What's the age again?
33 and older.
30. Draymond Green.
Nope.
Damn, he just got $100 million. 33. Steph Curry.
Yep, one.
LeBron James,
2.
Kevin Durant.
Drew No.
What?
Drew Holiday's
There's
3, and who
three.
was the fourth?
I don't want to say Kobe. Who was 33 and older and got a big deal? That was tough. Ah, damn. Not Kevin Durant. Fuck.
Nope.
33 and older. Nah, dude, I'm not gonna waste too much time on the show. Tell me.
It's your boy. Well, first of all, Kate. Oh no, KD's 35. I thought he wasn't that old.
Oh, come on, tell me
It,
it's KD.
no, it's not. It's your boy Al Horford, Dominican Poppy.
Oh.
4 years, $109 million contract with the 76ers back in the day. What a fucking deal, Al Horford. So yeah, Drew Holiday became the fourth player to sign a fully guaranteed deal worth more than $100 million at 33 years or older. LeBron, Steph, first ballot Hall of Famers, Drew Holiday, we'll see. And Dominican Poppy, that's a legendary list to be a part of. This is a betting show, and we have some betting news. With Ipe Masuzaka, the consultant, the translator for Shohei Ohtani. The feds are involved. Federal authorities say Ipe stole more than $16 million from Shohei Ohtani's bank accounts to pay for his own sports betting. Here's just a breakdown of Ipe's illegal betting account between December of 2021 to January of 2024. So he placed about 19,000 wagers. The average wager is $12,800. That's like his unit size. His largest wager was $160,000. His smallest bet was $10. I want to know what the $10 parlay was. It was a parlay. I know it was. But the total losing bets, 182.9 million. His net loss is 40.7 million. You know what this looks like? It looks like someone who doesn't know how to fucking bet. That's what it looks like. It looks like a loser. One, are you surprised it was more money than we anticipated? We just thought it was $3 to $4 million. Now it turns out federal investigators got involved, and now it's $16 million. Shohei has to press charges on this guy. He has to.
He has to, Dill. And it's just crazy that it got this far. Like you said, from 2021 to now. The fact that...
How didn't he
First of all, whoever his bookie is, fucking legend.
Legend.
Whoever his bookie is.
I need that bookie.
Because you can't bet in California.
No.
So, homie's in California traveling around America.
Yeah.
And he's placing these bets from $10 parlays to $160,000 on the money line. Dill,
he's going crazy.
Dill, I tell you what, though. It's a shame. It's just a shame that Ohtani got dragged. His name and his brand got dragged into it just because, one, people are selfish, and two, he was terrible at it. So it just sucks. But I'm just glad that you could say that he was able to clear his name this soon. So we know Ohtani's good.
I think you owe Ohtani an apology as well, because you were on the limb and said that was him.
I said if he's involved, he's going down. If he has any acknowledgement, he's going down. If he just admits saying, yeah, I know he gambled, that's suspension, 30 years. Off the rip. So, I'm just glad Ohtani didn't have nothing to do with it. I thought he was involved somehow. He either enabled it or knew something and didn't report. If you don't report, like if you don't snitch, you get caught. You get in trouble with the guy anyway. So, I'm just glad that the fact that everything is out in the open now, and it's just the only winner in this situation is the bookie. So shout out to the bookie. He's a legend.
I mean, it's just crazy how from 2021 to 2024, you think about 3 years. How didn't he know all of this money was going missing? Apparently, he didn't have access to Shohei's bank account. My thing is, how is he getting this money?
To be honest, I think he had a hit.
He had to.
He had a hit, and then he gambled. he had a hit for something big, and then he gambled, and the bookie gave him some type of line credit, and then that's when he started stealing the money when he kept losing. That's what it had to be.
It had to be something like that, bro, because it's insane. I mean, I don't even 19,000. I bet a lot. 19,000 bets on an average of 3 years is
I'm
crazy.
still not even over 2,000 bets since 2020. Since the
And,
podcast, I'm not over 2,000.
and I think the biggest thing is what the attorney said was when he came out in the statement today. It's a 37-page document, and we don't have time to read it all. But he said that basically there was no bets on baseball, which I think is the big thing. They weren't betting on baseball. He was betting on horses. He was betting on basketball. He's betting on soccer. He's a typical degenerate like us. But, I mean, the bookie, having that much line of credit is legendary. I need his number. If anyone has it, let us know. Direct us his way. That is my new bookie. But yeah, that was fucking insane. But yeah, I'm glad Shohei's name is cleared, and hopefully, I hope he sues the hell out of Ipe, to be honest, and I hope he gets his money back or some type of compensation, because it's not just like $1 million. And yeah, a lot of people could say, "Oh, he's a millionaire. He's worth all this money." He doesn't. No, imagine someone stole $16 million from you. You'd want that shit back. So no, I agree. I just think it's a shitty situation, and I'm glad Shohei had nothing to do with it. But before we get to our plays, let me tell you guys about our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We favor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf or an elderberry watching the Masters, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with the Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to these plays. Like I said, we got 15 games on the slate for tonight. But we got lines for most all games. 76ers taking on the Magic. That's a good game. We got Pacers taking on the Cavs. We got our two teams going at it, Knicks and Nets. Big spread here. No reason why it shouldn't be. But let's go to that 76er game. Sixers hosting the Orlando Magic. Sixers laying 7 on the road. Much different team now with Embiid. Over-unders at 211. What do you like here, kid?
Dill, give me the 76ers at home. I'm going to lay the 7 with them. Dill. At the end of the day, the 76ers been looking much better since Joel Embiid came back. And Dill, let's just be honest, Dill. I think they're gonna try to take care of business. They don't want to. They don't want any smoke with that 7 seed. I think they don't want to play in the play-in. They have a shot to get to that 6 seed. They win these 2 games. Indiana slips up. They have a shot, Dill. So I'm gonna take Philadelphia all weekend long, Dill, against the spread. I think they're gonna go out. Joel Embiid's looking amazing, by the way.
Yeah,
And
he is.
I think the 76ers handle business. I think the Magic, great seed. Hey, Dill, if they beat the Magic tomorrow, Magic could possibly drop down to the 7th seed.
I love it. Let's fucking do it. Speaking of the Cleveland, another team that, could move as well. Cleveland hosting the Indiana Pacers. Cleveland -3, -148 on the money line, +124 for the Indiana Pacers. Over under is at 223. Seems like a small number here at home, kid.
Yeah, Dill. I'm gonna go with the -3 with the Cleveland Cavaliers at home, Dill. Like I said, this is all seeding. These are all must wins. Cleveland Cavaliers is on the matchup, Dill. Right now they're sitting at the 4 seed. Do they want to stay there? Do they want to play, the 76ers if they jump to the 5? They want to play the Magic. So it all depends who they want. I think they take care of business against the Indiana Pacers. Ever since since All-Star break, the Pacers has been I haven't really been loving their style of play as of late. Still, I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers at home. Give me the -3.
All right, let's go to the best game on the board. New York Knicks hosting the Brooklyn Nets. Knicks, best team in the league, -10.5 at home, -535 on the money line, +400 for your Brooklyn Nets, +10.5 on the spread. Over under is at 10.5. Please don't tell me you're taking the Nets.
Give me the Brooklyn Nets plus 10.5, Dylan. I'm gonna tell you why.
Jeez.
Your New York Knicks are battling out right now with the Celtics at the TD Garden. You're gonna have to
Mm.
travel back to New York. Not a long flight, but a still flight, people. The Knicks, you're gonna be banged up. You're going at it with the
Mm.
Celtics tonight. I'm not saying you're gonna take the night off tomorrow. All I'm saying is
Mm.
you're gonna take it easy. We're gonna catch you unexpected. We'll backdoor cover the 10.5. Give me the Nets.
I love it. Let's
It
go to
makes sense. It
OK.
sounds good, right? It
It
sounds good.
sounds good. It sounds good. I don't know if it's gonna come to fruition, but I'll let you rock. You are our NBA guru. I'll let you rock. Let's go to a key matchup. Giannis hurt. He probably won't play, which is why OKC is laying 10.5 at home. Over under is at 223 and a half. Excuse me. By the way, the injury looked worse
Yeah,
than the news came out, where it was only, what
calf
was it?
injury.
It was a calf injury, but they shouldn't rush him back, because look what happened to KD when they rushed him back.
Yeah, Dill. Like you said, when they rushed Kevin Durant back, we saw him. Game two, game three of the NBA
Pop.
Finals in Toronto. Achilles pop. If I'm the Bucks, I hate to say this, but it looked like Giannis might have to sit off the first round. Remember, even last year, Dill, against the Heat, Giannis missed games, what,
Yeah, but
two,
that's why
three,
they
and
lost.
four with the calf. So, Dill, to be honest, tomorrow is a Dame game. I'm gonna stay away with the spread. I'm whatever the number is. I don't see it out now. They got Shy, Chris Middleton, even Chris
Hmm.
Middleton at 22.5. I feel like that's a little high personally, but I think Dame. Dame. I'm not gonna say he knows OKC, but he's been in the West. He knows what OKC is made of. I think Dame could possibly make noise. I'm not saying they're gonna go out there win this game. All I'm saying is if there's a game Damian Lillard is gonna show up and have a night, is this one though?
All right, and then last game that we're gonna take a look at is the Phoenix Suns on the road taking on the Sacramento Kings. Little preview from a play-in possibly. Suns laying 3 on the road, -148 on the money line, +124 for the home dog, and the Sacramento Kings over under is at 225. What do you like in this game?
Dale, give me the Clippers. I mean the Clippers. The Suns -3 on the road. I'm gonna tell you why, Dale. We saw them get blown out the other night against the Clippers in the second half. They played well. They came back, and
Yeah.
then I saw them yesterday go on the road and then blow out the Clippers still. So to me, that was impressive. The fact that he was able to fight back as a team, lose respectfully, then go against that same team the next night and put a beating on them. Still, I think they also put the beating on the Kings. And let's not forget, people, this is all playoff / play-ins implications. If the Suns
Mm-hmm.
win this game, they could move up to the 6th seed. That's where they want to go. Right now, Pelicans are only a half game up. They'll, like you said, Sacramento's sitting a game and a half back from that 7th seed. Sacramento wants this game as well, but I'm gonna take the 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 Phoenix Suns on the road -3.
All right, let's head on to the Diamond. By the way, no games on Saturday. Interesting, but we're back with a 15-game slate on Sunday. So, guys, make sure you guys go check out Elvis's action. He'll definitely have some plays and maybe some props for Sunday's big slate. Let's go to the Diamond. We got another 15-game slate. How about my Mets, though, baby? 16-4, blew out the fucking pussy Braves, took 2 or 3 from them. We might be back. But let's go on. Let's start with 2 games actually got rained out. So we'll take a look at Philly. They will start the game the day off. 6:40 game. Philadelphia Phillies hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. Christopher Sanchez going for the Pirates. Bailey Falter going for the Pirates. Oh, Christopher Sanchez going for the Phillies. Excuse me. -162 on the money line for the Phillies. -1.5, +124, +136 for the Pirates. Over under is at 9. Any opinion here, kid?
Dill, I got no official play in this game, Dill, but I'm gonna lean the Pirates dog, Dill, plus
Mm.
135 on the money line. Don't get me wrong, Sanchez on the mound with Philly. I do like Philly, but you gotta respect what Pittsburgh's been doing. And Philly, they tend to start slow. Look at all these past recent years. They just start slow for some reason. And I wouldn't be shocked if it continues while Pirates are the dog. So I'm gonna lean plus 135 on the money line, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm going with the under. I was able to get a 9.5. It's down to 9. The Phillies have been an under team to start the season. They've gone under this number in 5 straight, 7-3 towards the under on the season. They won on Thursday, 1-0, so 6 in a row towards the under. For whatever reason, this offense just hasn't gotten going, especially the top of the order with Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber. He hits more home runs than singles. Nick Castellanos as well. They paid Trey Turner $300 million. We did see Bryce Harper. He got the 3 home run game last week, so maybe things are starting to pick up. But, this offense just has been very sluggish. Besides Aaron Nola, the pitching staff has been really solid. Zach Wheeler looks like a Cy Young candidate. It pains me to say that, but he's looked really good. Sanchez, he's okay. He's allowed 3 runs in both of his starts, but both games have stayed under the number. Pirates, they've also gone under this number in 5 of the last 6 games as well. So I think both clubs remain quiet. So I'm going to go under here, 9. I was able to get 9.5, but still like the 9. Let's go to Detroit Tigers hosting the Minnesota Twins. Tigers laying minus 125 at home, plus 105 for Pablo Lopez and the Twins. Over under is at 7. Tariq Skubal going for the Tigers. What do you like here?
Yo, this is a stay away. I kind of want to go with Minnesota as the dog still, but Detroit playing well at home. I don't know, Dill. This is another one. I like the dogs on the road for some reason. No, I didn't go official, but I think Minnesota are live tomorrow.
I'm gonna go on the other side again. Give me the Detroit Tigers minus 125. Tariq Skubal was just a much better pitcher. Twins, they did pick up a nice win the other day against the Dodgers. They snapped their 4-game losing streak. Now having to travel to Michigan to play a solid Tigers team. Like you said, the Tigers have been playing really good. They also just snapped their losing streak. They defeated the Pirates the other day. I just think Tariq Skubal is the much better pitcher. He was able to go 6 innings in both of his starts. Walks are down. He struck out 15 batters in 12 innings on the season. Besides the 2 home runs he gave up, he's been lights out, and the Tigers have won both of his starts. Total is low. I kind of see why. We got 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing in, so I understand the total, but I just think Tariq Skubal and the Tigers are the better team. I'm going to take the Tigers here, minus 125. Let's go to north of the border. The Blue Jays hosting the Colorado Rockies. Blue Jays minus 250 on the money line, plus 205 for the Rockies. Over under is at 8. I'll start this one off for you, kid. I mean, total seems low. I'm going to go over here, over 8. I don't understand the total at all. I don't know what's going on with Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays. He has not looked good in both of his starts. Both games he started have gone over this number as well. He couldn't even get out of the first inning in his last start against the Yankees. And even though the Rockies are 3-10, they've been hitting the ball better than the Blue Jays, 13th in batting average, 14th in slugging, compared to the Blue Jays, who a lot of us have high expectations for. I feel like every year, 25th in batting average, 22nd in slugging. Yes, it's early, but that's telling so far. With all the talent that they have on this team, I don't know. Both teams have bottom 10 bullpens. Rockies have the worst bullpen. So I think we're going to see a lot of runs in this series. So I like the over 8. I think it's a really low number, kid. What do you like here?
Still, to be honest, though, I'm leaning heavy. I'm check my action tomorrow, but I like Colorado on the run line, Dill, plus 1.5. In Toronto, like you said, Gosman been looking like shit to start the season, and I give the Rockies a shot to at least cover. Toronto, like you said, they're kind of been disappointing. I think it's the expectations. So at the end of the day, we set those expectations, but we gotta just admit Toronto's not very good. So I'm gonna lean. I might take it official, honestly, but I like Colorado plus 1.5.
I don't know what's up. Every year we have high expectations for this team, and they always don't deliver. They always fall from our expectations.
And
So
to
it's
be honest, they
unfortunate.
don't deserve to be a 250 favorite.
Oh my God, not at all. Not at all. Let's go to the Yankees. Yankees are on the road taking on the Cleveland Indians. Indians home dogs plus 120, minus 142 for the Yankees and Clark Schmidt. Carlos Carrasco, ex-Met going for the Indians. Over under is at 8.5. I'll take a stab here with the Yankees minus 142, but that's probably the highest I would go. Total seems about spot on, but I think the Yankees bounce back. They did lose the last game of the series to the Fish the other night. I think Clark Schmidt and Carlos Carrasco are basically the same pitcher. Maybe Clark Schmidt is a little better, but both have had similar starts to the season. But what this game came down to for me was the offense. I just trust the Yankees lineup to bounce back and get after Carrasco. I don't trust Carlos Carrasco at all. Guardians are off to a solid start, but they aren't playing the toughest competition. In all fairness, this is going to be a real test for them. And when the pitchers kind of wash each other out, I'm going to take the better lineup. So Yankees minus 142, but that's probably the highest I would go. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna take it official, but I do lean with you. I think the Yankees are on the right side. I couldn't agree more. Like you said, the pitching matchup is kind of a wash, and then when you see the lineups, you gotta go with the Yankees. I feel
Yeah.
like if the Yankees were home, they'll be like a minus 180, probably almost a $2 favorite.
Yeah. Let's go to Miami. The Marlins hosting the Atlanta Braves. Max Fried going for the Braves. Trevor Rogers going for the Marlins. Braves minus 185 on the road. Plus 154 for Miami. Over under is at 8.5. There's just no way I could take the Braves at this number. Max Fried should not be this big of a favorite against anyone. I mean, the Braves should be like a minus 180, minus 170. I mean, earlier in the day, kid, I saw them as high as minus 200. There's just no way. So hopefully more money continues to come in on the Braves so we could get a better number on the Fish. But Trevor Rogers, he hasn't been the best, but he has been better than Max Fried. That's for damn sure. So until Max Fried goes out there and has a good outing and proves to us that he's back, he's a fade for me, especially early on. So Fried has yet to make it to the fifth inning in both of his starts. If the Fish can bring some of that momentum that they finished with from the Yankees in their last series, I think they could be live here, especially early on. So give me the Miami first 5 plus a half a run. I really think they could be live here first 5 innings. So yeah, Fish first 5 plus a half.
Dill, I'm going the opposite side, Dill. Give me Atlanta. I understand Frito on the mound and all that, Dill, but I just feel like they do for a bounce back. Like you said, Mets took care of business, and then Miami winning against the Yankees last game. I think it's just a perfect spot for Atlanta. Give me Atlanta on the run line minus 110.
All right, we'll go to the next game, which is in Citi Field. The best team in baseball, the New York Mets, are hosting the Kansas City Royals. Luis Severino going for the Mets. Michael Wacha, a little revenge spot here for the Royals. Mets minus 125 favorite, plus 105 for the Royals. Over under is at 8. What a series for the Mets. Like I said, Bats really woken up. DJ Stewart, Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil. Bats have really woken up. 29 runs in 3 games. Pitching has looked good. Bullpen has looked good. What a time to be a Mets fan, E. Now let's fade them. Give me the Royals plus 105. I think they should be the favorite. I think the wrong team is favorite here. Severino doesn't deserve to be the favorite. Yes, the Mets have been playing better baseball. I love to see it. But the Royals are actually a good team. Mets have lost both of Severino's starts. And we got, like I said, we got a little revenge spot here for Michael Wacha going up against his former team. He was lights out in his last start. And with the way the Royals have been hitting the ball, they just swept the Astros. They won 6 games in a row. They're just rolling right now. I think the wrong team is favored. Give me the Royals plus 105.
Still, give me the Royals plus 105 on the money line. Former Red Sox great Michael Walker's on the mound. Like you said, they're just a better team right now. Give credit to the Mets winning 2 out of 3 against the Braves, still. But at the end of the day, Kansas City is just on fire right now. The Mets, I'm not gonna be blind and see a two out of 3 games against the Braves and not forget what I saw the first week of the season. So give me the Kansas City plus 105 on the money line.
All right, let's go to Chicago. The White Sox hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Reds laying minus 175 on the money line on the road. Plus 145 for the White Sox. Over under is at 9. We got there the other day with the plus 1.5 with the White Sox. Can't believe we got there. And I'm going right back in with the White Sox plus 1.5. Like I said, we got there the other night. They've actually covered the plus 1.5 in 2 straight games. Let's see if the White Sox can put together a few wins. They have been playing better baseball, and I used to love backing Chris Flexen back in the day. I don't know if you remember back in the early days of the podcast when he was in Seattle. I used to love backing Chris Flexen. Not the same pitcher he was, but the White Sox, they and in his 2 starts, he wasn't all that bad. The White Sox just couldn't get him any runs. So maybe they've been playing better baseball. Let's see if they could get to Andrew Abbott in this case. It's ugly, but give me the White Sox plus 1.5. I don't usually do that though.
Still, I love the energy. This is a complete stay away from me. Don't get me wrong. Do I like Cincinnati? Yes. But am I going to lay it that big of a number with them on the road, even though it's the Chicago White Sox? I'm not going to go there, Dill, but I love the energy.
All right, let's go out to Houston, a team that, oh my God, I don't know what's going on with them. I truly don't know what's going on with them right now. Maybe they'll figure it out. It is still early, but the Houston Astros are hosting the Texas Rangers. Dane Dunning going for the Rangers, JP France for the Astros. Astros minus 135 on the money line, plus 114 for Texas. Over under is at 9.5. This is going to be another one. Give me Rangers first 5 plus a half. I mean, I get why the Astros are favorite, being at home, bounce back start, but this big of a favorite, I thought it'd be close to a pick 'em. I'm just not sold on the Astros. I do think they'll eventually figure it out, but right now they're just a fade. They just got swept by the Royals, and then now they're going to have to face the Rangers, who they just split the series with last week. I just don't think this is a good spot for them. They're struggling offensively. Rangers have one of the best lineups in the league. And I think they're going to really get to JP France. Dane Dunning, he's a much better pitcher, and I just think they have the better pitcher. They have the better lineup. I got to take the Rangers here. I think they could get on to JP France early on. So give me the Rangers first 5 plus a half.
Dill, I'm not there yet, Dill, but Rangers are definitely the right side. You can get in plus money. I understand they're on the road, but Texas people, and the Houston has just been a complete fade, even at home. So I'm gonna have to take the Texas Rangers on the money line. Not there officially yet, but I do like Dunning a little more than France. And I also like the under deal. At the end there, Houston, like I said, Houston's not gonna put up a ton of runs or win, but they're just gonna score 1 or 2 and lose, casually a 5-2, 4-2 game like they have all season.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. 4 more games on this docket. Let's go out to Arizona. Diamondbacks hosting Steven Matz and the Cardinals. Diamondbacks minus 125 favorite with Brandon Fart on the mound. I like to just say his name like that. It's not really Fart. Plus 105 for Steven Matz and the St. Louis Cardinals. Over under is at 9. Any action here, kid?
Nah, Dill, I stayed away from it. To be honest, I do think the Arizona is the right side, but with Max on the mound, that's what made me stay away, Dill. I'm not gonna force it.
Yeah, for me, slight lean, nothing official. Slight lean to the Snakes. Didn't get to the window here, but every time I bet the Diamondbacks, they lose. I just can't get them right. So I do think they are the better team. They're just a little inconsistent for me right now. Cardinals, they have struggled on the road. I do think it will come together for the D-backs. So I think we are getting a discounted rate. So minus 118, not terrible there. Let's go out to Seattle. The Mariners are hosting the Chicago Cubs. Bryce Miller going for the Mariners. Jordan Wicks going for the Cubs. Kind of in need of a match right now. Minus 118 short favorites for the Mariners at home. Minus 102 for the Chicago Cubs. Over under is at 8. What do you got here, kid?
This is another stay away from me, Dill, but to be honest, I'm tempted to take the Mariners on the money line at home. Do I think the Cubs right now playing a little better baseball yet? Do I trust the Cubs a little more right now? I'm shocked that I'm saying that. It's a yes, Dill. So it's just tough to back the Mariners right now, even though they're at home.
Yeah.
That's what gives me the optimism to be like, they might just turn it around first game back at home against the Cubs. I like this should take care of business in this game, but I'm not gonna put my money on it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna take a shot here with the Mariners at home, minus 118. They're just very inconsistent. They haven't hit the ball. I'm just hoping they could take that win against the Blue Jays in extra innings and carry this into the series with the Cubs. The bats finally woke up, and when they're hitting like that, I think they're live in most games. The pitching hasn't been the problem, especially with Bryce Miller. He looked great in his last start against the Brewers. Strikeouts are high. He's able to go deep into games. The Mariners have a really good bullpen as well. I'm just not sold on Jordan Wicks. He's okay. People are higher on him than I am. Cubs are a good team. I think this could be a good spot for the Mariners. At home, think this could be a good spot. So slight lean to the Mariners here. Oh, here we go. Best game on the slate. Washington Nationals taking on the Oakland Athletics. It's Paul Blackburn Day here. The Oakland Athletics are favorites. Holy shit. Minus 130, plus 110 for the Washington Nationals. Over under is at 8. Elvis, over under how many time? Over under 5.5 games this season where the Oakland Athletics are minus 130 favorites. Would you take the over or under?
Mm.
I take the under. I don't think we're getting this a lot.
If Blackburn is healthy throughout the season, we could get.
He's the only one, though.
He could get 25 plus starts. They could be favored in 8 of them. To be honest, I'll go with the under. Realistically, take the over. But my official play in this game will be give me the under first 4.5. I mean, first 5.5. First 5, under 4.5. I apologize.
There you go.
Blackburn on the mound. I just have a feeling he's gonna be able to pitch a good game. And then on the opposite side, do I trust the Athletics to put up a few runs in the first 5? I do not, Dill. So give me the under 4.5 first 5. I think Blackburn strikes him down a couple times and it keeps Washington at bay.
Yeah, I agree. How do we not back Blackburn in this spot? He's literally been lights out. He has yet to give up a run against, I would argue, better lineups. The Tigers and the Guardians, he went up in his first 2 starts. Now he gets a little below average in the Washington Nationals. Look for an out prop as well for Blackburn. He's been able to go deep in the game, 6+ innings, and both of his starts, they're letting him throw into the 90 range, anywhere from 85 to 87 pitches. So I love the A's here, kid. I'm looking towards an out prop for Blackburn when it comes out as well. But I think we just got to continue to back Blackburn. And I think he's getting good spots as well. So love the first 5 under as well. Last game on the slate, we will go out to the beautiful state of California. The Los Angeles Dodgers hosting the San Diego Padres. Michael King going for the Padres. Yamamoto going for the Dodgers. Dodgers minus 192, plus 164 for the Padres. Over under is at 8. We got a little revenge here for Yamamoto. He got raked against the Padres in his first start in Korea.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Dude, that's what makes me tempt to take the Padres on this. We saw the success they had in Korea against them. He didn't even make it out the first, so can they duplicate that offensively? I highly doubt it. I think Yamamoto settled in, as an MLB player. Honestly, Dale, just because what happened second game of the season, I think the first 5, you gotta lean the +1, plus half a run with the Padres, just because they saw him already. Though it's possible they do it again. Maybe not to that extent. 7, 8 runs, but can they put a potty? Hit him hard? Yes, still. So I'm gonna lean the Padres first 5 plus a half a run. I'm not gonna take it officially. Maybe come tomorrow, Dill. But we saw what happened in South Korea, people. It's not,
But I will say, not to be devil's advocate, when he's pitched in the States, back-to-back shutout games.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, Padres,
you're right.
Chance, they might have his number. Small chance.
Yeah. I agree. I took the Padres here on pure value, plus 180, kid. I mean, the Dodgers, I don't think Yamamoto should be this big of a favorite. Should they be a favorite? Yes, absolutely. But this big of a favorite, almost a $2 favorite against a team that knocked him out in the first inning. Obviously he's looked better in the States. His last 2 starts, he's looked amazing. But like you said, the Padres wrecked him in his first start. Padres, they're swinging the bat well. They put up 20 runs in this series against the Cubs, and we both value the Cubs really high. Michael King's looked really good in all 3 starts. He's beat the Dodgers already. They won all of his 3 starts. I think if you want value in the game, you're not going to get it with the Dodgers. I think you have to take a shot here with Michael King and the Padres. So at plus 180, give me the dog, kid. I took a lot of dogs today. I fucking love it. That's gonna do it for the baseball slate. Let's transition to the gridiron. Hey, kid, I need a bounce back week here. Not the best week in the UFL for me last week, but we got a little better games this week. Week 3, 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. Don't know how much I'll watch this Saturday night game with UFC 300 being on, but we'll start with the first game. DC Defenders host on the road, taking on Arlington Renegades. Kind of a pick 'em right now, -110 both ways. Arlington, I guess, short favorites, -1 on the spread. Over under is at 43. What do you like here, kid?
Gil, to be honest, I do think the Renegades are due for a win. Starting off the season 0-2, they're back at home. We saw how good they were last year. But to be honest, I like the way DC has been playing. Especially the first 2 weeks of the season. To be honest, it's just been much better in my eyes than Arlington has been on the field so far. If this was last year, I would have taken Arlington at home. This year,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
DC has been a much better team, and I'm shocked to see that. Give me the DC Defenders
Wow.
-110 on the road, Dale. I'm shocked I'm saying that. Arlington was a very good team last year. As of right now, I'm not seeing that. Give me the Defenders on the road.
Yeah, I think Defenders are the better team right now. They're playing better offensively. I think they have the better defense as well. It worries me that it's on the road. If it was home, I would definitely like this play better. But I'm going to trust DC. I think they're playing a little better defense right now, and I just don't trust Arlington. They will eventually get a win, but I just don't think this is the spot here, kid. I agree. Give me DC on the money line, -110. Let's go to the next game on the slate. Memphis Showboats on the road taking on Burlingame Stallions. Stallions' first home game, -7 at home, -310 on the money line, +270 for the Showboats. Over under is at 40. I'll lay the 7 here, kid. I wish obviously it was a 6.5, but it's obviously easier to lay 6.5 than instead of the 7. But I'll take the home team to cover. This should be a mismatch. You have the number one defense against an offense that is not effective at running the ball, throwing the ball. I'm not big on Memphis. Yeah, they're 2-1. They're 1-1, but not big on them right now. Stallions, they're unlikely going to have to throw it a lot to win this game. They're just a much better team. They're the best team in the league. So I'm going to lay the 7. I think they cover easily here at home.
Yeah, I couldn't really disagree with you. And I'm just not gonna lay the 7. And to be honest, I don't trust Memphis to take the +7 either. But to lay 7, first game at home, even though they're the defending champs, I'm gonna just stay away. I think Brahmas could cover the 7 absolutely. But against Memphis, who's been surprising me this year thus far, I'm gonna give them
Showboats.
yeah, Memphis Showboat still.
Yeah, no, you said Brahmas.
Oh, I did. Oh, my fault. Memphis.
You're
Yeah,
thinking to the next game.
yeah. Even though Memphis has been, they've been playing much better football than I anticipated. Do I think they have a shot to upset the Birmingham? Not really. Do I give them a shot to cover? Yes.
Let's go to Sunday, 12 o'clock start, noon. Houston Renegades. Oh, you're Houston. They have yet to win a game again on the road, taking on Michigan Panthers. Panthers laying 2 at home, -148 on the money line, +124 for the Houston Roughnecks. Over under is at 38.5. Can your Houston Roughnecks get their first win, kid?
Still, unlike Arlington, who I got a little more faith in, I don't think the Houston Roughnecks are due. They're having a bad matchup against Michigan Panthers. We saw how well last week Michigan played against the Stallions. I think they played better than a lot of people anticipated. Almost got that covered, by the way. I think they not blow them out, but I think this could possibly be a touchdown to a 10-point win from the Panthers at home. I just don't like what the Roughnecks has been putting on the field the first 2 weeks of the season. Can they possibly turn it around? Just because last season they started so hot and then ended it so terribly. Maybe they start off this season terrible and then end hot. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Michigan Panthers to the Roughnecks turn it around.
Yeah, I like the 2. I'd lay the 2. If you're not comfortable, take them on the money line. I don't think -148 is too big of a number to lay. But what I really like is the under 38.5. You have a game where 2 of the teams that gained the fewest yards and scored the fewest points. Both are led by their defenses. Sure, that sounds like regression, hit a game that ends 35-31 with our luck. But, the struggle with the offenses should not be ignored. Even with a 20-17 final would be a good game that still hits the under. So, I do think the defense, both teams rely on their defense. Both teams offensively, not the best. I think Michigan is a little better, but that's not saying much. I like the under the best. So I'm going to go under 38.5 here. And then last game on the slate, St. Louis Battlehawks On the road, taking on the San Antonio Brahmas. St. Louis actually short favorites on the road, -122 on the money line, laying 1 on the spread. +102 for the Brahmas at home. Over unders at 42. Surprise, Brahmas are underdogs at home.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Give me the live dogs. Brahmas +102 at home, Dill. We saw how well they looked week 1. Kind of stutter step week 2, Dill. I think they bounced right back in week 3 against the Battlehawks. Dill. Give shout out to St. Louis. I love their home crowd last week, but they got to take that show on the road.
40,000.
I just think the Brahmas take care of business. I love how they played week 1. Let's see if they could turn it around in week 3. I think they take care of business. Give me the +102 at home.
Yeah, gun to my head, I would lean San Antonio. I just think they're the better team right now, especially offensively. Surprised at the number, but you got to imagine St. Louis wins a game eventually. They played good last week. They were almost there to win a game. They lost on a walk-off field goal, but we will see there. Elvis, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend in UFL. We got NBA, baseball, UFC. You're going to watch the fights, huh?
Come on now, Del. Like I said, I want to be locked and loaded at 6:55 with my drink in my hand, snack on the table, ready to.
Oh, you're going to be missing some fights because the first fight starts at 6 p.m. Early prelims.
Early prelims. I just want to catch the prelim, Del. You know, it's a busy Saturday, spring.
Okay.
You know, birthday party. I might show my.
Oh, another birthday.
Yeah.
Whose birthday?
My old neighbor Oliver, man. I'm pretty sure he just turned 3 or 4. So God bless. That's my little homie right there. He's a good kid.
Shout out Oliver. Hopefully he's not listening just yet. When he's 18, hopefully
Nah.
Or 21, actually. What are we talking about? 21. It's not 18 over yet. Maybe it was back in the day, but not anymore. But E, thank you so much. That is going to do it for this Friday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, make sure you guys follow along our social media, X and Instagram at the Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Hit that like button, subscribe, rate, give us a review, comment below who you'll be betting on this week. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great weekend. Good luck on your wagers, and we will see you guys on Monday. Peace.